My name is Para, and I saw you on Reddit asking for some help, so I thought that I would make you a really quick redline. At first, it wasn't going to be a video, and then I realized it might be easier if I tried to show you what I was talking about. Let's get into it. So I wanted to talk about the pros that I saw in this, because I know that getting critiques can sometimes be irritating. Really like your style that you've got here. Somebody mentioned that it was a lot like Sarah Teeps, I think is her name. I watched some of her stuff, and so I know she does a lot of tutorials and how to help you and do stuff like that. So I can understand why it might be similar. That happens to me all the time when I'm looking at other people's art and trying to learn from them. I end up drawing a little bit like them, and that's totally normal. So don't feel bad about it. Learning from somebody and then having their style seep into your style, because that's just how people learn. So yeah, anyways, you're doing a great job on that. Another thing is that I really enjoy the eyes. They almost look a little bit Asian, which is kind of cool how that's going on. And then your nose is really good. When I was first starting my digital portraits, oh my gosh, my noses look like they are massacred or something. Well, anyways, so let's get into some of the cons, and that would be that as anybody first learning how to draw, everybody has a problem with anatomy in the beginning, so that's not strange, and your proportions are a little bit off as well. Somebody mentioned that it looks kind of like you've got an adult's head in a child's body, and that's normal. That's actually a really quick fix if you want to fix it. Otherwise, it could be that it's a stylization or a personal choice, which is understandable, and as an artist you have every right to do whatever the heck you want with whatever you're drawing, so don't worry too much about that. But something that I do want to emphasize is that you need to understand the rules before you start breaking them. And I know that can kind of seem like, you're beating a dead horse because everybody says that, but you really do. It's really important to work on the figure and understanding all of the proportions before you start working on a stylization. So I'm going to show you what I mean in just a second with that as well. First off, what I think we should do is work on the proportions. I'm going to do a red line and show you how the proportions are not 100% correct. So as you can see, your shoulders are very small. This is about where you're saying that your shoulders are, and then you have this very sharp slope upwards. Now, if you look at a picture, or you look at yourself, or somebody else, you can see that their shoulders don't just suddenly go up. There's a flatness right here, and then it goes up. So you can see that your neck is way too long. So that would never, that would not work unless you had, you were in one of those African tribes where they put those rings on your neck to stretch it out. Your neck is just not that long. So, to fix that, what we want to do is come down here and I'm just going to select right here. And then I'm going to just make it a little bit bigger and move it right here. So if you want to, stylistically, if you wanted to have these sloping shoulders like this, then we would have to move it so that your neck has a more appropriate length, like this. So you still got, you know, the shoulders coming up like this, which is fine if that's how you want it. And then we fixed this area a little bit. And now it looks more like your body is more proportionate to your head. So you look it makes your head, the size and the proportion of everything makes you look younger, which is fine. Again, I just keep saying that, but it's totally fine however you want to do it. But let's just fix the neck a little bit. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is this line right here. It's just going up like this. So, you know, the head is round. So you don't want this line to just go up like that. You want it to kind of curve with the head. So yeah, we'll just have it curving with the head. And that will fix a couple of your issues prospectively. So I'll just paint on top right here. Take a little bit of that, and then we'll just have it going around like this. And then fill this in. There we go. So just that really quick, and that, you know, however you want to do that. I don't usually put the white in my hair for some reason. I actually never show the scalp. Some people do. You know, if you have really thin hair, you could probably see your scalp. But I actually never do. You know, usually this is where my darkest lines are. And then what I do is I have some of the lights come up like this to show that, you know, there's a little bit of a dip right there. And then some on this side too. If you have thin hair and you want to show your scalp, I don't suggest doing that much of a scalp show, or else it kind of looks like there's just a line right there. So, you know, if you do something more like that, that would look a little bit better. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is that if you follow what you've got for anatomy right here, follow what your lines are right here. So this is where your eye line is. This is where the middle of your face is. And then this is the top of the forehead. You can see that, your anatomy is a little bit wacky with your face as well. So there's that. And then this, so, you know, if you're looking at your panes of the face, this goes in kind of like this. And this comes back a little bit like this. And this part right here should be almost flat. Like this. Coming like that. But you've got your hair coming up like that and then going off right here. And then this would be like the side of your face. Which would be kind of like, I don't know. I'm not very good at the face plan, so blah, whatever. But anyways, and then your ear would be kind of down here. Your neck, we've got your neck right here. So if we just kind of look at the way that this is, you've got it kind of skewed a little bit. Alright, so what we would want to do is lower the opacity. And then, let's see. to try and fix the shape that we've got going on here and try to fix it to what's actually going on, we want to get rid of some of this. And then add some over here. Ooh, I don't know if that looks appropriate. Alright, and then, you know, since you've got your forehead right here, we would want to so your hair would be laying on top right here and then come down a little bit like that. And, you know, some of this has to do stylistically, but also some of it is just when you're working with anatomy. So your hair is not strings. It's, well, I mean, it is strings, but when you're painting it, you want to think of it as almost like a cloth, like you're laying it over something else. So you don't want it to be, when you're highlighting it, you don't want to highlight it in kind of like in patches like you've got going on here. Like you've got some darks right here. Let me get rid of that. You've got some lights right here, and some lights right here, and some on this side, and some right down here. So if you want to, so if we were going to draw lights, we would have to say, oops, right there. We have to say, okay, so there is some light shining on it here, and some light shining on it here, and some light shining on it here, and somehow there's light shining on all this, like this. So you want it to be coming kind of from the same direction. So if there was a light shining on it like this, here, let's see, like this, then you would get lights right here, and some lights right here, and some light right here, and then depending on the hair, how the hair was right here. Like if you had this piece of hair coming underneath this piece of hair right here, then you would get some light shining on this edge right here. But since this is going back, you wouldn't see that highlight on this bit of the on like all of this hair over here. And you wouldn't see it up here, and you wouldn't see the highlight up here. So that's another thing that you want to keep an eye out for, is you want to make sure that not only that the hair is going in the correct way, like if the head is going back this way, then the hair needs to be kind of working with that flow right there, and then coming down here and stuff like that. But also you want to keep an eye on the light of the hair. Okay. So yeah, if we, there this is. I should probably put this up higher. So as you can see, what I'm doing right here, it kind of looks like the head is going backwards. So that should really be more like this. And then you don't want the head to be that big. There we go, that looks a little bit better. So we'll actually have to go back down here and work a little bit more on this. Because if this is the middle of the head, then you want your part to be in the middle right there. And you don't want it the hair coming completely off of the head, but you also don't want it to be sitting on top of the head like it's wet. So, you know, a little bit more like this. And again, you know, it has to do with style choices. You know, if you were doing more of a like a manga style or something, you know, you might have your hair coming off like crazy like that and stuff. You know, that's fine too. But yeah, that looks a little bit better. And then again with your face, there is some anatomy issues with it, but not very many. So we'll do a red line of the face just so that you can see what you've got going on for, you know, that right there. Actually, don't I have one? There we go. There's that. So you can see it. But if you look right here, this is like the forehead, and then this is where the eyes should be. But you've got your socket, your eye sockets coming down here. That's about right. And then you've got your nose. Kind of looks like your anatomy for your nose is about like this. And then you've got your lips over here. So it's not bad. And you've got your eyebrows sitting on top of that, which is right. That's about where they should be. The only thing that I would say is that maybe move this one over, your eye over a little bit, and then kind of straighten those out. So let me see if I can do that on this piece right here without accidentally making it look crazy or anything. A little bit like that. And then, let's see. Let's do that. You know, that might look a little bit better. So as you can see, you know, most of the stuff that I'm doing is just very small tweaks to just change it a little bit. Because what you've got right here is not by any means terrible. Just a couple of things that, you know, you could do a little bit differently that might help you out in understanding it. So yeah, and then there's that. And it kind of looks more childish. So one way that you could fix that if you were not specifically going for that is by doing this. And then kind of giving her a little bit more arm there and over here. And it kind of makes you look like you have a little turtleneck on or something. It's kind of cute, I think. But yeah, anyways. So again, you know, elongated neck, that could be a style choice. Or you can go in and just squish it up again, which is fine. Yeah. About right there seems alright. Cool. And yeah, so there you go. There's a little bit of help right there. And as a side note, when you're doing hair, it might help for you to lay out the planes of it. So, oops, that didn't work. Gotta go up. It would be kind of look something like this. and say, okay, well, this is coming over like this, and this is coming over like that. These are going up there. This is going up there. And then you could see where the light would be hitting it, because so it would like hit, you know, like, and then, you know, it would go kind of like that. And then the light would hit these certain ones. So if we went down, we can lower the opacity right here, and then go here, and take a little bit of that, and you can say, okay, well, the light is going to hit a little bit right here, a little bit right here. Since this is going back, it's not going to hit that. And I hit it right there, right there, and right there. And then you can go up here, get rid of that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to get rid of. Wait, was it? No. This right here. And you can see how the light is a little bit more appropriate in this area. Okay, well, I hope that helped you, and if you have any questions or anything, just give me a PM or whatever, message me or whatnot. So here's the difference on the face. Right there.